guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ronnie and today I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this drugstore friendly look. All the products that I'm using in this video were mentioned in my makeup starter kit video, so if you have not seen that, go back and watch that. I will try to put it somewhere here. So if you are interested in how I achieved this look, then keep watching. So I did my brows off camera. If you're interested in how I did these, you can watch my previous natural brow tutorial. Now I'm going to go in with this NYX Angel Veil primer and I'm going to put that all over my face, making sure that I'm getting in all of the crevices and all over my face, including my neck. Using my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, I'm going to put this all over my face. I'm going to put it on my wrist, and then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to dab this all over my face, on my cheeks, under my eyes, on my forehead. Now taking my dense foundation brush, I'm going to just dab the makeup in place. You could use a beauty blender. I personally like to go in with the brush first and spread the makeup all over, make sure that I'm getting all the areas, make sure I'm getting my neck, because you don't want to have any discoloration between your neck and your face. And then I will go in with my sponge to blend it all together and perfect it. If you're someone who likes to have your hair tied up when you are doing your foundation, make sure that you actually get the makeup to the beginning of your hairline, because you don't want to take off the scarf and then you see the makeup has not been blended all the way to your hairline. So here, as I mentioned, now I'm going in with my sponge and I'm just blending everything together, making sure it's nice and smooth, making sure underneath my eyes has not creased, and if it has, then I'm going to just go back in with a little bit of foundation and touch that up a bit, because you want to make sure that under your eyes don't crease before you start to put your concealer and your powder on. Using my e.l.f. concealer, I'm going to highlight underneath my eyes and around my mouth area. When you put foundation on, it makes everything one color, so by putting concealer back in the center of your face, it brightens that area back up like it naturally is. Notice that I only put the concealer right underneath my eyes, because when you start to blend it out, it's going to naturally spread to the other parts of your eyes. Now, unfortunately, when I was filming this, my camera died, so I had to finish blending it out off camera. So I'm going to re-show you what I did. I took my Black Radiance loose setting powder and I put some on the sponge, and then I tapped it onto my wrist to get off the excess powder, and then I went underneath my eyes and around my mouth, just tapping that in place. You want to make sure you're setting your concealer so that it doesn't crease. Now to prep my eyes for eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with that same concealer and I'm going to just put that all over my eyelids, and then I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to blend that out. This is an important step because your eyelid creases just like under your eye. Notice that I did keep the powder underneath my eyes, because if we go in with eyeshadow and we get any fallout, it's going to be easier to clean that up later, since we have the powder already there that we're going to have to brush off. Again, anytime you go in with any type of liquid, you want to make sure you're setting that in place. Now I'm going to just dust off some of that excess powder from my eyelids before I begin my eyeshadow. Using this mini eyeshadow palette from e.l.f., I'm going to go in with that lightest shade and I'm going to tap off the excess powder, and I'm going to put that all over my lid to serve as a transition color. Now I'm going to go in with a skinnier brush. I'm going to go into that darkest color in the palette and I'm going to take that right into the crease, blending it out from the corner to like the center of the eye. Now we're just going to repeat the same thing on the other eye before we move on to our lid, using one of those glittery colors that's in the palette on a wet brush. So to wet my brush, I'm using the Garnier Skin Active Facial Mist, and I'm going to just spray my brush. I'm using a flat eyeshadow brush here. This is going to make the color more pigmented as it comes out, and I'm tapping and dragging the eyeshadow right onto my eyelid, starting at the center and then working my way to the corners, both the inside and the outside corner. So here I'm going to go back into that darkest color in the palette using the slimmer brush, and I'm going back into my crease to darken that up a little bit and blend it together with the color that I just put on my crease, and making sure that I'm going into my outer V a little bit. I'm going to later darken that up as well using colors from my Morphe palette. So I decided I needed a darker color, so I went inside my Morphe palette and I went into like a deep brown color, and I'm going to just use that to smoke out my outer V. So I tap it on like the end of my eye and I drag it out and blend it into that inner crease to create like a V gradient look. I don't want to make it too dark because I'm not going for like a out date night look. I'm just going for a natural smoky looking look. Using that same Morphe palette, I went into like a really light color, almost white, and I'm going to just put that right underneath my eyebrows, and it's just going to make my arch pop a little more. For eyeliner, I'm using the e.l.f. waterproof eyeliner, and it's better to use a pencil just starting out because liquid eyeliner gets very messy. I'm going in right at my lash line because I want this to be a very natural, everyday kind of look, not with a full wing or anything that's going to make it look super dramatic. Notice that I am doing it in small sections instead of just trying to start at the beginning of the eye and dragging it all the way out. For mascara, today we're using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, and I'm going to just put this on naturally. I'm not wearing any false lashes, so I'm going to try to create some lashes here because, as you can see, I do not have any at all. If you guys know anything that I can do to grow my lashes out, help your girl out, let me know what I can do because I need some lashes. Now I'm just going to take a brush and I'm going to dust off all that powder that was underneath my eyes. I didn't get a lot of fallout, so that is great. But yeah, we're going to brush that off. And if you still look a little powdery after this, no worries. We're going to fix that up right now. So using this Black Radiance contour palette, I'm going to go into that sculpting color and I'm going to use that to kind of bring some color back into my face to kind of get rid of that powdery look. And I'm going to just put that all over my face before going in with my contour color. So now I'm going back into that palette. I'm taking the contour color with a angled fluffy brush and I'm going to go right in underneath my cheekbone. And I'm going to just tap that in softly. I don't want it to be too dark. And then I'm going to just blend it upwards. You don't want to like brush it, fan it out in a circle because then you get that color all over and you want it to be directly centered right underneath your cheekbone, kind of on your cheekbone. I'm going to repeat that on both sides. And then I'm going to also go around my forehead and under the sides of my jawbone because this is the areas where you are naturally darker. Using that same fluffy brush without putting any more product on it, I'm just going to use that to blend all of these colors together to get rid of any harsh lines. So now I'm going to just smoke out the bottom lash line with that darkest color from that e.l.f. palette, and I'm using a small little fluffy eyeshadow brush and I'm putting that color right underneath my waterline before I go in with some eyeliner. I'm going to use that same eyeliner from before. Notice I'm using my pinky to kind of pull my eyelid down so that I'm getting this right on my waterline. Now this is waterproof, so it shouldn't go away throughout the day because that part of your eye got a little wet. I'm going to just connect it to, not really give it a wing, but to just connect the top eyeliner to the bottom eyeliner. Again, I want this to be a very natural, everyday type of look, so I'm not going to go in too heavy-handed with the eyeliner and make it too dark. Now we're going to take that mascara and we're going to, using a side sweeping motion, try to create me a lash here. I did notice that regardless to whether I have lashes or not, doing this does give it more of an effect, so I'm going to try to work a miracle here and put some mascara at the bottom lashes. Also, make sure you're being very careful to not touch your face with the mascara because then you get a messy situation that you have to clean up and no one wants to do all that work. Now, for everyone's favorite part, I'm using the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlighter, and I'm going to put this right on top of my cheekbone. Now, I do like my highlighter to be very subtle, but again, if you want your highlighter to be beaming, then you can go in a little heavier than I am. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on my nose, above my lip, and to blend it out, I'm going to just take my finger and dab it all in. And we come in together. Ooh, side action, check me out. Ow. Okay, moving on. We're going to use this e.l.f. primer and mist, and we're going to just spray my face. And while we are letting this dry down, we're going to go ahead and start the lips. They're a little chapped here, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw some chapstick on before I go in with my e.l.f. matte lipstick. And I don't like to go in with a lot, so that's why you see me tapping some off or dragging some off. I'm going to go in right at the center of my lip, and then I'm going to just put that everywhere, patting it into place. And of course here I had to go in with some lip liner, because anytime you wear a nude color, you want to make sure you have a lip liner to make it not too matchy with your skin. To finish off this lip, I'm going to go in with some lip gloss. I love this gloss, like, oh my god. And I'm just going to put this all over my lips because I like to have a little bit of shine with my matte lipstick. And for the final step, we're going to go in with this NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray, and we're going to spray that all over our face. It's going to help your makeup stay in place. It's going to get rid of that powdery look. And voila, here is the final look. If this video was helpful, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.